When men venture into the world of international dating, two regions stand out: Eastern Europe, defined by countries like Ukraine, Russia, and Poland, and Latin America, encompassing nations like Colombia, Brazil, and Mexico. Both are famous for their beauty, their passion, and their commitment to family. But underneath the superficial appeal, the psychological difference between a Slavic woman and a Latin woman is not subtle. It is brutal. In fact, if you approach a woman from Kyiv with the same energy you use in Cartagena, you will likely fail. The foundation of their mentalities, their view on chivalry, emotional expression, and loyalty is built on entirely different historical and cultural pillars. Today, we are going to dissect the two fiercest female mentalities in the world. We will look at where their strength comes from, how they test a man, and the crucial differences you must understand to succeed in either region. Welcome to World Inside US. Let's decode the brutal difference. If you are exploring the world of international dating, you need the truth, not the fantasy. Make sure to subscribe to World Inside US right now and hit the bell so you never miss our analysis of global dating psychology. 1. The foundation: fire versus ice. We start with the emotional temperature. The first difference is immediate and visceral. The Latin woman is fire. She is an external processor. Her history is often rooted in warm climates, strong community ties, and a culture of extroversion. Everything is worn on the sleeve: joy, anger, jealousy, and affection. She is loud, expressive, and physically affectionate even with strangers. This is why she feels so immediately accessible and warm to the outsider. The Slavic woman is ice. She is an internal processor. Her history is rooted in harsh climates, political instability, and the need for self-preservation. She sees emotional expression as a vulnerability. She is reserved, stoic, and does not smile at strangers. Her default expression is guarded, and her emotions are kept deep beneath the surface until trust is established. The brutal difference here is that the Latin woman gives you immediate warmth, but reserves deep intimacy. The Slavic woman gives you immediate coldness, but offers deep, committed intimacy once you earn it. 2. Emotional expression: drama versus suppression. This contrast manifests most clearly in conflict. When a Latin woman is upset, you will know it instantly. She will use dramatic expressions, raised voices, and vivid hand gestures. This is often misinterpreted as high drama by the Western mind, but in her culture, it is a healthy release. It is a cleansing storm. Once the storm passes, the sun comes out, and the issue is forgotten. For her, the fight is over once it's out. When a Slavic woman is upset, she often becomes quieter. She withdraws. She suppresses the emotion, letting it simmer underneath the surface. She is observing you. She is collecting data on how you handle stress and conflict. For her, a loud, dramatic fight is immature. Her anger is cold, calculating, and far more dangerous to the long-term health of the relationship. It is not forgotten until you prove you have fixed the root problem. 3. The test: competence versus charisma. Both women test a man, but they test for different qualities. The Latin woman tests for charisma and energy. She wants to know if you can keep up with her energy, if you are fun, if you can dance, if you can make her friends laugh, and if you are confident. Her culture values social fluidity. The Slavic woman tests for competence and resilience. She wants to know if you are decisive. Can you fix the car? Can you handle a crisis? Are you disciplined? Her culture values strength and stability above all else, seeing life itself as a series of crises to be managed. A man who is charismatic but financially reckless will charm a Latin woman immediately, but he will bore a Slavic woman. Conversely, a man who is stable and disciplined but lacks social fire will immediately gain the respect of a Slavic woman, but he will be dismissed as boring by a Latin woman. If you have experience dating in these regions, what do you think is the biggest mistake Western men make when they switch from Latin to Slavic culture, or vice versa? Share your thoughts and stories in the comments below. I want to know what you think. 4. Money and provision: obligation versus desire. This is the most misunderstood dynamic for men. The Latin woman generally expects the man to be the financial provider, especially in traditional circles. This is an obligation tied to her femininity. However, she might also spend money freely and expects you to provide an exciting lifestyle. The man is the wallet, and she is the spender of joy. The Slavic woman also expects the man to provide, but she views it as a demonstration of competence and respect. She often has her own career and her own income, which she is very proud of. When a man pays for dinner, it is less about need and more about a gesture of leadership. She is often more financially disciplined herself because of her culture's history of scarcity. She is not testing if you have money. She is testing if you are responsible with it. 5. Loyalty, the family versus the individual. In both cultures, loyalty is paramount, but the beneficiary is different. For the Latin woman, loyalty is centered on the immediate family, the tribe. She is loyal to her mother, her sisters, and her cousins first. If you date her, you are dating her whole family. If you disrespect her mother, you lose the woman, regardless of how much she loves you. Her identity is tied to the strength of the tribal unit. For the Slavic woman, loyalty is fiercely centered on the couple, the unit. Once she commits, she is loyal to you as an individual, often to the exclusion of others. If you are her man, she will defend you against her friends, and even her parents, if necessary. Her loyalty is a defensive perimeter built around the relationship. She expects the same unwavering defense in return. The brutal difference: the Latin woman's love is communal and expansive. The Slavic woman's love is exclusive and intense. Finally, we look at the concept of independence. The Latin woman is often emotionally independent, but may be economically dependent in some social circles. She is not afraid to walk away from a bad situation because she knows her family network will catch her. Her economic need may be high, but her emotional need for a man is low because her support system is strong. The Slavic woman is often economically independent, highly educated, and career-focused, but her need for a masculine, decisive partner is high. Because her cultural environment is so often unstable, she craves the emotional safety and certainty a strong man provides. She will fight hard to keep her man because true stability is a rare commodity. Both the Slavic and Latin mentalities offer a depth of partnership often missing in the West, but they are not interchangeable. The Slavic woman demands patience, decisiveness, and absolute respect for her intelligence. In return, she offers fierce, exclusive, and unwavering loyalty. The Latin woman demands passion, energy, and immersion into her social world. In return, she offers warmth, vibrant affection, and the embrace of a sprawling, beautiful family. You must know yourself before you approach either fire or ice. The brutal difference is that one requires you to be warm enough to melt the shell, and the other requires you to be grounded enough to withstand the fire. Choose your culture wisely, and always lead with authenticity.